Hello. In today's video, I will talk about the Ace of Wands. So, we are transitioning out of the Suit of Cups and moving into the Suit of Wands. In a regular deck of cards, we are talking about the Suit of Clubs. The Buddha family would be Padma. The element associated with this particular energy is going to be fire, and the color is red. How I understand this card is that it's working with that kind of basic quality of this fire energy, where we have passion and creativity. It's going to be often this card is talking about this energy of lightheartedness and playfulness. It's going to be, it's going to have like compassion. It's going to be magnetizing. It's going to kind of draw, it's going to it has that energy of drawing you in. And I often think about this particular energy and this card in particular. I think about like the kind of seductive nature of a fire, where if you sit and just look at a fire, it can kind of be hypnotizing in a way, where it's kind of just dancing and just, like just its movement and its the word that's like kind of stuck in my head is like the creativity of the energy, like the motion and the movement and the essence of the energy is going to like draw out like this creativity and this connection and this like, it's magnetizing, and so it's going to try and draw you in a bit. In its reversed position, this card is going to talk about being fickle or unfocused, in a way that fire can be, move all around. It's like not necessarily focused on like, it's not like a laser. Generally, fire kind of just, has this kind of life about it, this kind of dance with it. And so this is going to talk about kind of when that dance gets to be a little too much and it's no longer focused on its goal. And so it could represent like you're in the middle of this project where you're dealing with this abundance of creative energy, and you're unable to like focus it because you're in such a creative and expanded state that you just move with wherever the fire is taking you. And so it can, represent, like fickleness or, this kind of unfocused kind of quality. If you haven't listened to my videos, my cards, these videos are sort of out of order. And they're out of order because my deck is organized. It has the major arcana, and then it has the court, and the court is organized by the different suits. And then when we get to the minor arcana, the suits are organized by, the water being first, and then the earth, and then the fire, and then the wind. However, as the deck was coming alive, I went out of order. And so initially, the major arcana was created. This is on paper, and then the Suit of Cups from Ace to King. However, when I was creating the deck, when the deck was being created, when it went from paper into electronic form, into the card format, it shifted quite a bit. And so instead of it going from cups to swords, the swords came first. And I largely believe that that has to do with what was going on in my life at that time and what needed to be, what energy I needed to touch into in order for the card to fully come alive. And so this energy was sort of like, it was a reprieve from the very heartbreaking swords, and it was this like creativity after the swords and after the cups. This one came alive and was sort of, with it being a minimalistic deck, it was creative, but not cluttered. It felt like it had like this space for the creativity. And so you will probably notice in this particular suit that it's really kind of not working with a lot of things, although the themes kind of go along with the theme in the kind of base Rider-Waite deck. What else can I say about this particular card and the introduction of this energy? You will probably notice this is the only energy in the entire deck that is represented entirely by men. I don't know why that is. That's how it was called to be created, and so you might notice that. Of course, there are cards that don't have any people on it, like the Ace of Wands, but whenever you see people, you might notice that it is represented entirely by men, with an exception of the Court, of course. And so perhaps, I'm not sure why it was being called in this way, but it's something that I noticed after the fact, and something that you might notice. And I'm curious to see how that translates for people, how that affects people. And I don't know, maybe you didn't even notice it. And now that I'm saying this, it kind of like brings it to the surface. But it's definitely something that I've been working with, wondering about, bringing some curiosity to, like why this particular energy and this particular suit is represented entirely by men. I'm trying to think of what else to say. I feel like that's it for this video. In the next video, I will talk about the Two of Wands. I look forward to sharing that video with you soon. Thank you for joining me.